What's up guys, and welcome back to another video. Today's video we're looking at World Rugby announcing the International Rugby return dates for 2020. Yes, you heard right, possible dates have been announced for 2020. Who would have thought we would maybe get international rugby in this crazy year of COVID-19? It's been a crazy one. We've seen Six Nations postponed, we've seen July internationals postponed, we've seen provincial rugby postponed, we've seen it all. And then New Zealand came back with Super Rugby, and Australia is now back. The announcement date for Pro 14 is in August. So good things are happening. Rugby is slowly but surely coming back. But obviously with COVID-19, there are risks and precautions that need to be taken ahead of this whole new window of international games, especially with the regulations and the rules of the borders and the restrictions and lockdowns in certain countries which are still extremely strict, like in South Africa currently. So a lot of work has to be done in order to get a final analysis of this. World Rugby has said in a statement recognizing the importance of a balanced and shared compromise among all stakeholders. Temporary international window between 24th of October and 5th of December has been recommended. So we will have international rugby starting from the 24th to the 5th of December. In the north, this window will accommodate the postponed men's and women's Six Nations rugby matches at the end of October, a rest weekend of the 7th of November, and a program of international matches involving the Six Nations and invited teams hosted in Europe from 14th November through to 5th of December. So this is obviously exciting stuff. Great news coming from World Rugby. So we will have Six Nations returning and finishing off. Who's going to win? Will England? Will it be their day, or could we see a surprise? You never know. All games will be played, which is great. So we're going to see a full-on competition continued. Six Nations. Who's going to win? Now, obviously, bring it down to the south. They say with the COVID-19 restrictions continuing to impact international travel and borders across the Southern Hemisphere unions, on an exceptional basis, the Rugby Championship for 2020 will be hosted in full in a single country over a reduced 6-week period between 7th of November and 12th of December. So more than likely it's going to go the way of what we've seen in New Zealand, or going to New Zealand, because obviously it's got the reduced COVID cases, which makes complete sense. So these guys will probably get a head start, arrive over in New Zealand, have their 2-week quarantine, team building / training, whatever they can fit in that time, and we'll kick off the Rugby Championship. So it's going to be exciting and great going forward. I think this is positive news. It's news that we all wanted to hear and needed to hear going forward. Obviously, it's a recommendation which is also temporary. It could change. The COVID-19 situation could get worse. The second phase can kick in. So much can happen in this time from now until October that we just actually don't know what's going to happen. South African government might not even let the Springboks out. We just don't know. And we don't know the cases over in Australia or in the UK. So we've got to take it. Obviously there's excitement. Obviously we're pumped, and we're hoping that we're going to see the results that we want to see going forward of international rugby, but we also need to put in mind that there is a possibility that this could be cancelled, it could be postponed again, or 2020 international rugby year could just be scrapped as a whole. So there's so many different ways to look at it, but for me personally, I'm really hoping that we can see a fantastic international tournament, international games where we can see a complete Six Nations, a complete Rugby Championship. Obviously, they say it's going to be a reduced 6-week period. Whether they're going to fill all the games in the weeks and the weekends, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see until a full-on layout gets released. So it says we'll have to wait and see what happens going forward. So again, subject to approval, the full schedule of matches will be announced by the respective union and international competition owners in due course. The current Regulation 9 window will return to normal after the 13th of December. Fingers crossed, guys, that we will have International Rugby back on our TVs later this year. So some positive news to look forward to. But until then, we'll wait and see what happens. There's a lot going on. World Rugby's in the shit again because of Bill Beaumont. The people are calling for a re-election. We'll see what happens. But stay tuned, subscribe, because I will cover it all. So make sure you don't go anywhere. Hit that subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. And I'll see you soon for another one. Thanks so much for watching. Stay safe and never give up.